Queens. Finally, we're starting the show.
Queens, grab a drink, grab your doobie, grab your husband's dick, and start stroking because I've got a Southern story.
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé. Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown. 90-day Beyonce. Marrying someone you only met on your phone. Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love. It's reality gaze. Let's love.
Well, Spill, is that this? So this is why you're 2 hours late.
Y'all,
it's okay. I didn't have anything to do.
He did. You know what? I actually don't feel bad because he didn't.
It's true. I'm not fucking anybody.
Yeah, you're fine.
I can just be on Grindr. I'm like, I'm really not doing this right now. I'm just talking.
Exactly.
And Grindr's like, what the fuck are you even on for?
Y'all, it's true when they say Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plains. It's been very windy here, more than normal. And even my family was like, can you believe it's so windy here? Like, I don't believe it. So
this is Reality Gaze, by the way.
Y'all, this Reality Gaze. Welcome to Reality Gaze. My name is Matt Marr, and I'm with my wonderful co-host, Poodle, a.k.a. Jake Anthony.
Hello.
Hello, all. My mic's hot.
Is it? I never like listening to your voice, so I'm not a good judge.
That's fair. I ordered my new mic will be here tomorrow. I'm excited.
Anyway, what are you going to do with the one you broke?
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
When I broke mine, I was lectured over and over again for 15 to 20 minutes.
Well, because you're hard on things.
But but you're not.
I was getting up to help my dad wipe his ass. That was it.
You know, I want your father's cancer to be cured so much so because it will help you from using it as an excuse.
I don't know what you mean. Okay, y'all. We'll see how this goes. Poodle and I are on our third vodkas. And so
I'm on my second. You're more in it than me.
You're poor. You pour, and your pour makes it fourth. So
I won't have it.
We're sitting here, and it's me and my dad, and and so I know that I have some y'all. I have family that just comes over. They just open the door, and you hear
"Yee-hoo!" I hate that.
Like, okay, well, they're here.
Well, it's because they all live in your town. It's like my family. Everyone just lives within
I live in town. So
10 miles of everybody.
There's this one door of my dad's place. It's kind of where I do my podcast. Yes, where the popcorn with the urinal on top of it is, that room. For some of you that saw that in the video, you shut the door, and the door shuts like you hear it click and everything. Unbeknownst to me, when it's windy, the door blows open and you have to lock it.
Okay.
I did not know that. Y'all, cut to, I go outside and throw out the trash. I shut the door. My Aunt Peggy comes in. She brings her dog, Sophie. And we're like, woo, it is windy. It is so windy. And Sophie's running around.
Everyone talks about the wind. Yeah.
And we're looking for Emmy, my dad's little white Maltese. Pride of his life. Joy in his heart. As he said before, if anything happens to that dog, just put me under. It don't matter. Exact words. So we're like, Emmy and Sophie love each other. They like, and Sophie's this cute, ironically enough, a cute little schnauzer. And so they're running around. And then I'm like, why? Where's Emmy? If Sophie's running around? And so I'm like, I don't know where she is. My dad's in the bedroom. And I go and look. And the door's open.
Oh, no.
Which means the dog probably got out. And it's night in the middle of the country. And we have coyotes. And I'm thinking, oh, my God.
Oh, she's a meal.
Coyotes just ate my dad's dog. He's going to have to bury nothing by the dog that died 8 months ago that he cried for 8 months about. Holy fuck. my dad's going to die tonight. Like, this is what I'm thinking in my head. So I'm like, I don't want to say anything. So I just go out and I'm looking for the dog. And I'm like, Emmy. I can't find her. And also, y'all, I don't know if this is my experience with Malteses. They're cute dogs, but they're kind of bitches and they don't do anything that you want them to do.
Yeah,
a Maltese does what they want to do.
A lot of attitude. Yeah.
They're not going to fucking come to you.
No.
Well, finally, I can't find this. So I come back in.
I respect that.
I know. My dad said, my Aunt Peggy's fixing herself like a little peanut butter and honey sandwich because she's hungry. So she's making a sandwich. And Sophie's trying to, and I take it, Peggy, and I said, so when my dad and I go to Houston, my Aunt Peggy keeps Emmy. So Emmy and Sophie, and Emmy loves my Aunt Peggy. Loves her. So when my Aunt Peggy, she fixes herself a sandwich. She's fixing a sandwich. And I said, I can't find this fucking dog. Emmy got out. And she said, don't tell your dad. And so
I love it when we start keeping secrets immediately.
She's
like, very well family.
And I mean, without a beat, my Aunt Peggy says, Chelsea, I forgot my pot roast is going to burn. I got to get that home to feed Jerry, but I love you. And she just walks out the door, gets in the car and says, get in the car. And so we go and start driving around. And we're driving around looking for the dog because it's a huge neighborhood. You just can't walk it.
Yeah, and it's dark.
And I don't have a fucking flashlight, so I'm trying to use my iPhone flashlight. Do you know how bad those are looking for a dog? So my Aunt Peggy says, here, hold my sandwich, because she was trying to drive and eat. So she hands me the sandwich, and the dog, the schnauzer, is trying to eat her sandwich. And she said, oh, just give it to her. I don't care at this point. So I give the dog the sandwich. We go. Anyway, she's like, what is that?
Speed this along at any possible way.
You do not speed along a Southern story. Because for that, I'm taking a pause and a drink.
Oh, Lord.
So anyway, we see a little white thing. My Aunt Peggy's head. I think that's her. So she comes out and all she says is, Emmy, it's Mama. And the dog runs like a sissy in a dick tree running to dick. I mean, just
a dick tree. Sissy in a dick tree.
Barrels out of the bush as she comes. She's filthy. I ended up having to basically bathe her. And so she runs out, runs to Becky. The dog's freaking out. And then we're like, okay, great. We're just going to take her back. Dad will never know the wiser because he'll bitch to everybody for 6 months. Well, yeah, Matt's trying to kill my cancer, but he's trying to kill my dog. That's what he'll say.
Lovely.
Get in the car, and my Aunt Peggy says, I got even that sandwich left. I'm hungry now. And then we realized, y'all, this is a story. So my Aunt Peggy had cancer about 2 years ago. Went to MD Anderson as well. Y'all, she's a tough bitch. I love that woman.
She's tough. I've met her.
She had oral cancer. So she had cancer right under her bottom teeth. They at MD Anderson basically, this is a whole other long story I won't get into.
Yeah, we need to move on.
They removed the whole bottom part of her lip, parts of her tongue, her jaw. They have to rebuild it all. Well, so she has kind of like this little bitty like line on the bottom of her mouth. And so what they do is they put magnets in there.
Stop it!
No, she does. She has magnets there. And so she has, they make a silicone bottom lip for her, and she has a silicone lip.
So she takes off her lip?
She can take off her lip. And so she just got a new one like 2 weeks ago. It's a much nicer one because my Aunt Peggy wanted a more of a blush color than a coral for a lipstick. So this woman down at MD Anderson loved it. But she made the blush lipstick. It looks much better.
Stop it. I can't believe this. This is not real.
So we get home and Aunt Peggy looks at me and says, I look at her and I say, Aunt Peggy, where's your lip? And she says, what do you mean, baby? I said, Aunt Peggy, where's your lip? The lip stuck to the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I fed the sandwich to the dog, and the schnauzer ate my Aunt Peggy's lip.
I have no words.
And that's why I'm 2 hours late.
You know, I think that's fair. Oh. Y'all, let's just start this show. That was an eternity, but it was, you know what? I will say that was worth it. For the last bit of story you just said, that was worth it. None of them usually wind up that well. They just kind of like bleed into like sadness normally. But that had something. Y'all, this is the show. So, let's start with a couple announcements.
Let's do.
Besides terrible stories about lips.
She
with
did
magnets.
say when we realized the lip was gone, she said, well, shit, I just bought a color to match that. Guess I'll take it back. Because my Aunt Peggy hates spending money on something she doesn't need to spend money on, y'all. She's tight.
Yeah, and she's wealthy, right? She's got enough money.
Probably why she has money she's spending. All right, let's talk about some announcements, but let's talk about a crossover.
Well, we're about to get into February, and a couple of things that are coming up this week.
Well, it is February when the show airs. It airs tomorrow. So
That's
we're
right.
recording
You're right.
on Sunday. So this is February.
So this week we've got an interview with Kevin, the hot model from Bling Empire. BLINGKEVI.
Stick it in my ass.
So we're excited to talk to him. That'll probably go up on Friday, I think.
Will it? We haven't even talked.
We're interviewing him on Thursday.
It'll go up sometime this week. Y'all, we're doing like 10 shows.
I don't. You know how you plan a lot. You plan a lot of little things, and then
they all come together,
coalesce, and they'll telescope into 1 week. That's what this week is like.
Well, today's the first day of the Mercury retrograde.
Perfect. Bring it on. Bring on the fuck machine. I will say, because the other thing we're doing, you guys, is we are dipping our toes into the Bravo pool, and we are starting with a gross, trashy classic Summer House. And we're start the new season, which is season 5. People have asked, "Oh, are you going all the way back?" No, bitches, we're doing the original. Maybe later. We're going to do the first couple episodes like we normally do
on the free feed,
and then the rest will be at the $8 level or our Patreon. Mostly when we do the $8 level, because this is not a binge, so it's not really the $5 level.
Yeah.
And this $8 level is going to be at least we know that Summer House has at least 15 to 16 episodes. So if you're wondering why we choose certain levels for Patreon, it is not arbitrary. I've thought a lot about it.
It's not arbitrary, but also who cares? It's our Patreon. Who cares?
Because I have to have reasons for everything. You know me.
Yeah, no shit. It's really enjoyable being your business partner sometimes.
You know what? Everything works. Everything has reasons. So that's going to be at the $8 level of Patreon.
Tell that to my Aunt Peggy, who's watching her dog shit because she wants to find her lip.
She would put the lip back on after her dog.
I told her not to do it, but she's like, honey, that's thousands of dollars. I'm like, get a new lip.
Get a new lip, Aunt Peggy.
I don't think she would wear it.
I hope not. That's just really disturbing. I'm kind of having a hard time with that. It's not like something that fits on your face. It's in your mouth.
No, I don't think she would
always be thinking about your dog's ass. I don't know if I can get past that for the rest of the show. That she was thinking about that. She should just call that a loss. I'm having problems even imagining that going anywhere. So we're doing Summer House. First 2 on the free feed. The rest of them will be on the $8 Patreon.
Yeah.
We're also, should we announce this? We're doing a crossover. I don't know when it'll be up. We need to talk to them. We're doing a crossover with Giggly Squad, which is Hannah and Paige from Summer House.
Yeah. They're another ACAST show. And so our ACAST rep said, hey, we think this would be a good fit for you. And ACAST is so supportive of us. So we're happy to let
you know when that's up. So that's a
we'll let you know when that's up. And then also too, we just want to remind, so for our Patreon people, we're doing House of Ho as a Bi-Curious. Normally do the Bi-Curious the first week We kind of have been dabbling between the first and the second week if we have a busy first week. And this is a busy first week.
This is a really busy first week.
And it's busy at my Cubicle Warrior job because we got to submit taxes.
No
tomorrow,
one cares.
So,
no one cares.
People said they like it when I talk about my Cubicle Warrior job because they feel heard.
Well, I don't.
So anyway, we're just letting you know that the House of Ho will go up next Friday or Saturday.
Yep. And y'all, if you haven't watched House of Ho on HBO Max, what are you doing with your life?
True.
It's amazing. You need to watch it.
We're going to have to talk about it.
You would love it.
You know what episode we're talking about?
No, all of them.
I have to watch all of them?
There's only 7 of them.
Fine.
I'll choose one then. But you need to watch at least the first 2 to know who they are.
You should choose one episode because that's what we do.
I will.
Again,
I will.
Just going by the rules you've said.
It's already over.
Well, choose one and then
I'll choose one.
Know.
And it's not getting done this week anyway, so stop nagging me. Here we go. Maybe I could have done that in the time you spent looking for your father's dog.
It's true.
I think that's it for the announcements.
I think that's it too.
Was there anything else? I don't know.
We'll think of it later,
Y'all,
everybody.
If you haven't checked out Bling Empire and our collabs with Add to Cart, Melanie Maras, and Asian Not Asian, and the fabulous, the icon, the one and only Margaret Cho, you need to check that out. And those are all on the free feed. All the collabs are on the free feed. If you want to listen to our recaps, those are all on the Patreon, the $5 level.
Shout out to Christina who's on the Sissy team who edits our memes because she just put a really funny meme that we did on our Instagram Reality Gaze podcast.
About Andrew.
It's pretty good. And then after this episode, it even resonates more.
Y'all, we're not talking about him right now, but I think he's the worst male this season. I don't know. Jovi really comes close this episode.
I think Andrew.
But Andrew's so awful in so many ways.
You know who's actually really bothering me? And let's just jump into them. I am really not Team Mike. After this episode, y'all. She's cuckoo. She's kaboo-boo. I'm Natalie Stan. I'm saying it now. I'm Natalie Stan.
I'm kind of there with you.
Okay.
I'm vacillating on one side or the other.
Don't use that term because it just reminds me that you're like fucking someone on a boat. It's gross.
Vacillating? No, it means I'm just going back
and forth. I know, but when
you
move back and forth and you make that smiley face, because I know that's your sex face.
Y'all, have you ever fucked on a houseboat or a boat? Ain't nothing like fucking on a boat. Saying that now. Or just sleeping on a boat, which like you're just like rocking back and forth, especially if you're like in the stern of the boat. Wait, I'm getting horny.
Wow.
I need to move on.
Yeah. Wow.
I love when I make you uncomfortable with how real it gets.
It's pretty real.
I can see a look on your face that goes, I didn't need to know that because I can almost see this now.
This is gross for me. Boats are burn the boats down.
And you can see me like waking up next to them and kind of
let's talk about Mike and Natalie.
Getting bedroom eyes with them.
So y'all, Trish is leaving. Oklahoma Oprah is leaving.
God,
she's out of there.
The best mom in the 90-day universe.
Well,
she's
I don't know
close.
She's the best.
You know what? She's the fairest. Let's say that.
Yes, a woman with that hair can't be the best. Sorry.
Someone on our Sissy Squad called them, y'all, these are some Bon Jovi bangs. And that's exactly what they were.
You know what? It's true. And my cousin Kelly said she came over again. This was earlier before Lipgate, but she came over and she even said she graduated in 89 and she said, that's the shit that I saw in high school.
Trish, you don't change a classic, right?
No,
Trish?
she's really into this show. So is her husband Dale, who's a doctor. Everybody loves 90 Day.
People like straight men by the droves are into it. I have a cameo right now for the wife says, I don't really watch the show, but my husband loves it and she's like, he loves listening to you guys.
I just did a straight cameo too, y'all. Come at us. We love our straight cameos.
My straight cameo, is that us trying to act straight? That would never work.
Never tried that. Didn't work. Hey y'all, I'm here to date the ladies. Let's your beautiful hide.
Yeah, when you start talking about their makeup, That's a pretty big clue.
That's a pretty big clue. So, okay. So Mike and Natalie, Mike's like, we're in a good place. And so Trish is leaving and she sits Mike down and she's like, well, she's a nice girl. She's trying hard. But Trish says, she kind of says, are you concerned about her intentions in this relationship? And she doesn't really actually say, but do you feel like Trish is saying, does she want a green card or?
I think she's trying to be very, very diplomatic with.
She is.
She wants to say she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And she wants a ring. Do you know how far she wants to go beyond that? And I feel this is an American privilege that all the American families have, because we saw that we were talking about the tell-all today. They're always like, are you sure they're not here for a green card? Because America is the best country on this earth. And otherwise, why would anyone else want you? that's
kind of what it is. That's
kind of what it is.
Why would someone be with you? And so Trish even said she's really, is she really into being with you, or does she kind of want to come over and do her own thing? And we learn she is asking about the green card, and we learn where Mike gets the talent of talking around things and not actually talking about anything.
Right. I don't think they ever have any actual conversations.
No, they don't have any direct conversation at all. But then she's like, when are you going to give her a ring back? And this is where I wish either our show was a video or this was a live show, because Mike just does his shrug my shoulders, pull my bottom lip up, and my eyes go up.
Because he's always been able to do that, because big guys who are non-threatening can get away with shit like that. Because he's worked his whole life, because he's so big, to be non-threatening. And because he can kind of blend in even as like a 6'7" guy, he's had to his expectations for life have to be so low.
Yes.
And you know, it's hard being a tall person. They actually say, because you meet tall people and they'll actually hunch over because they're.
Well, he says we're working on it. I don't feel like I need to rush in and give it back to her. And
I want to talk about that. What are they working on? No one ever says what issues. Is it trust issues? What the fuck are you working on?
I wrote this down way later whenever they're in the store, and he says, like,
we got a lot to work on.
We just have plans. We just have things we need to work on. And I wrote, what things? What fucking things, Mike? What actual fucking things? Give me examples on what you need to work on.
He never names it, and it's so fucking frustrating.
It's horrible. And so Trish
doesn't either, but she does. Natalie, but she comes at it from her own perspective.
But she does give more specifics of what she is very clear and specific about what she wants.
But it's all from her perspective, not from the couple's perspective.
But at least it's a specific. He's giving nothing.
I agree.
That marriage therapist, better fucking read them next week. Although he looks really young and inexperienced, and will probably eat him alive.
I will say though, Natalie only, her goals are only seemed like involve her.
Yes.
And for what she wants. Because she was saying, when Mike's mother was here, she helped me a lot.
Now, Trish said, though, she said, look, the whole ring thing, I think she's sorry for doing that, and she's over it. You're not.
I agree with that. That's very, very smart of her to say that.
And Natalie's apologized for that. So it's like Mike needs to either get on or get going with trying to fix this problem.
Well,
and he's not.
This is a real problem, because Mike never does anything in his life. When people pressure him to do things, he shuts down.
He shuts down. Oddly enough, though, he was better when his mom was here.
Oh, and even Natalie so much.
She's like, he's but when mother's here, and then when mother here, no planning of the wedding. Poof, it's gone.
Right.
And so it's the next day, and you called it when you said that Natalie sees things so black and white, because they're sitting there and she's like, talk to my mother. My mother loves you. She's always on your side. It's this whole
she loves you. She's always on your side.
It's either yes or no. And then Natalie keeps saying, all my family's asking about the wedding. What's going on with the wedding? And then Mike says, yeah. And he just literally, y'all, you can make a meme for like 30 seconds. He just goes,
that kind of like lip pursing that.
And he says, I think we need to talk about that later. Win, Mike. Fucking win.
That is super frustrating for her.
Oh,
and that's why this episode I was kind of like, Mike, you just need to get it together. Your mom was here, and
it's a perfect example. I get triggered by this, not because it happened to me, but because this happened to so many of my girlfriends. Not girlfriends as we, but girlfriends as in girlfriends.
Girlfriends. Yeah.
So many of them were with guys who would not stop and commit and give them an answer and be clear and specific about what they want. And they strung these women along for so long. And then at the end said, well, she's just a quote, crazy bitch. She's just so demanding and nagging and all this kind of like patriarchal bullshit on women. And I think Mike is going to end up doing that to Natalie because he's starting that to me. I agree
with you.
I don't like him at all. I don't like him.
The one thing that's different from the people who you're friends with is he actually gave her a ring first. And then she threw it back at him.
True.
Which for me, that's something to a fragile ego of his. So
that did happen to my friend Tamika Jefferson, but that's a whole other story. I won't talk about that.
But I'm saying unfortunately,
and that happened at a bowling alley. It was different. And then there was like a bowling ball fight.
We need to move on.
We need to move on.
What I'm saying is that's what he can use as his bargaining chip. You're exactly right, though. He doesn't want to get married. He's scared to get married because he's scared to commit. Now, in his defense, I would also be scared to commit to someone like Natalie.
She is not with it. She is not normal. She has processing, like the way she processes things. We're going to talk about this when she's in the forest. Things got weird.
Now, at the same time, though, he seems to be in love with her. And I'm asking, okay, why? I think all this might have to do with laziness and his resistance to change.
Now, this before, I think he's lazy.
I will say that doesn't make it any better for him.
Yep.
Yes,
I'm telling you,
he definitely owes Natalie a wedding planning. He definitely owes Natalie. They got the date. He definitely owes Natalie a discussion about wedding planning, about who's coming,
where they're going to get married, what type of wedding they want to have.
Well,
y'all, it's laziness.
He wants it to be a justice of the peace wedding. That's
because he probably either doesn't want to spend. I'm telling you, Mike is so lazy. He has never gotten Employee of the Month, and if he has, fucking send me that screenshot.
So basically, Natalie says when his mother left, he stopped planning wedding. And you know, the Poodle-Skaya method definitely says you keep pressuring. First of all, the Poodle-Skaya method, if she would have been following that, she would have left when she didn't get the ring after the second week.
We haven't heard from her in a while. Is she okay?
I think she's okay. I kind of sent her an email, but and when I do send her an email, I get back on my computer.
Oh,
so I think she's busy.
I thought she earned her laptop that Chinese businessman gave her whenever he died.
I think she's really annoyed with this season because no one's really following. Even Yara's fallen short of what Olga Poodle-Skaya wanted because she got pregnant and
that's a 101. Don't do.
I mean, they tried to remove their ovaries in the school, but I don't think that worked.
Yeah. So, anyway, y'all, Natalie, anyway, they're about to go hiking and Mike's like, I think we need to get to know each other better, our feelings, our interests. And
no, don't pull over. Hold on. This is only the 11th ambulance in the last hour.
I think, Hail Mary, full of grace.
Actually, I think it's a cop. Never mind.
So
So that's sad too, or that's problematic too. But I'm saying that's a cop.
So it's when Mike says, "Well, we need to get to know each other better and our feelings," and I thought, you've known each other
too late for that.
years now. Like, you do this before you ask someone to come over to K1 Visa for 90-day fiancé. Like,
but what substantial conversations and getting to know each other better did they have on this hike? She just hugged and smelled trees.
Well, first of all, Mike is already like, "Why are you putting on the lipstick? Why are you putting on all this makeup?
Have you met Natalie?
Have you met Natalie?"
Well, she explains, I love things that make me happy, are things that are healthy and things that are sport.
Well, and also Mike doesn't understand that she's, as we talked about, we think she has some disordered eating. And so appearances are probably
appearances are everything
to her. And so he doesn't realize when or maybe he does, when he makes these comments, that it completely will throw her into a tailspin. But she got over it once she saw those trees.
Well, but she does this weird distancing thing she doesn't answer him on the way there. And it kind of freaks me out when she doesn't answer and she won't even look at him. Huh?
Because she says, when she talked about the makeup, she's like, "Is it bud?" And Mike just goes, "Well, I'm just saying." Shrug shoulders.
Yeah, but it's that kind of eyebrows. But the worst response is immediately shutting down.
No, yes. But I think...
But that's her trauma response from something.
It's her trauma response, but it's his never having a fucking opinion about anything and saying what he thinks. I agree
I'm
with
not
you. It's both. And they're honestly, you guys, they are so bad for one another.
I wrote that down too. You could not find two people who are worse for one another. I don't know.
I feel like millions of times you said that before. You said, who did you say was, you said, you said Jason and Cassia were two people who were horrible for one another.
No, they're not. They're just a mismatch.
There was somebody else you said is the worst. Oh,
Stephanie and Ryan are pretty bad for one another.
Stephanie and Ryan, Yazan and Brittany.
Oh, terrible.
Terrible.
It's this show that exploits people who, we've said this again, you guys, again and again. It's never about what you want. It's always about what you need. And what these people think they need is so wrong. It could not be further.
So wrong. Oh,
so
I said it. Well, never mind. I'll wait till we talk.
She's smelling trees. It's giving her energy. She's like,
I think that I shall never see a poem as lovely as a tree.
Is that another choral song?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. All the songs that you come up with are choir pieces. And they're not solo songs. Most of them. Does that mean you peaked in high school choir?
My heart's in the highlands. My heart is not here listening to you.
Anyway, one of the quotes is Natalie says, "I like hiking a lot. It is healthy and normal. I am normal."
I am normal. And Mike says, "Well," that's the only time that Mike's like, "Well, opinions out on that one." And then, y'all, this tree speaks to her, kind of like a Silver Lake hippie on mushrooms.
I love those.
She just walks over to it and she just leans in and she just smells. And Matt Sharp, they dropped the ball on this one. They didn't have their mics. On for this part of the episode. However, but we at Reality Gaze, we had a crew on site. And we had our microphone. We actually knew something was going to happen. We mic'd this tree. And so we actually heard the conversation between Natalie and the tree. And we're going to play that for you now. Again, this is not a Reality Gaze theater. It's not a reenactment. This is real shit.
So here we go. And press play.
And play.
Hello, Tree. I'm so glad to meet you. You smell so good. You give me energy.
Why are your boobs on my bark? Why are your boobs on my bark?
Because I'm getting to know you. I'm so sorry if you are shy.
I'm not shy. I'm just I'm a tree. We don't really have sexual preferences, but
It's okay if you do not have sexual preferences. I'm not being sexual with you. I'm telling you, you give me energy. I like nature and things that make me healthier.
I read energy, and you are whizzing around like one of those rubber bouncy balls that people put on jacks that just bounces all over your grandma's kitchen floor, and you can't catch it because it's a ball of fucking crazy.
I want to throw my hair all over you, Tree. I really enjoy you. Please, I want to enwrap you with my blonde curls.
Why does it smell like that Aussie stuff? That purple bottle.
Sprunge
You still
spray.
use that? That's why you still using that? I thought that got discontinued in like the 90s. Is that a
Pardon me.
police car? Is that a police car?
Tree, there is an ambulance.
Natalie, don't pull over. Don't pull over,
in
Natalie.
rural Sequimo, Washington.
It's good you're not driving.
I know.
You're not driving. You know, you got nice boobs. I'll give you that.
And stop.
Stop. It's because it wasn't a scene. Stop. Yeah. Anyway, y'all, we'll be sure to mic any tree that's out there.
I enjoy the tree's deep voice.
I want to just say thank you to Gary and Loretta, who were our field crew for that. Great job,
Thanks,
y'all.
Gary.
Thanks, Loretta. Anyway, Mike is like, okay, let's go. And we look over and Natalie's just petting the tree. We can't play what the tree was saying then because I think it might have turned him on and it feels sexual.
Yeah, it was very sexual.
She's just petting the tree. And this is what, again, I was like, I don't like saying it, y'all, but I just went, wow, Poodle is right. Everything is so, she's that Katy Perry song, Hot and You're Cold. Yes, no, and that is her. Because she's now she's quote unquote happy in the forest. So she's a 28-year-old woman skipping in the forest.
Yeah. Maybe do you think she's bipolar?
No, I don't think she's bipolar. I think she's traumatized. I think she has trauma. And I think that because if she was bipolar, there would be more mania and it would be more classic. It's
really? She has mania.
But not like, I don't think bipolar. I think more of she is desperate. We all are, but
you're right. It's more of a desperation.
She is desperate for safety. She wants to feel safe. She does not feel safe. She hasn't felt safe probably for a long time. And she thought Mike was going to give her this safety. And guess what, y'all? He's not going to give her this safety.
And he'll never
Mike's
be able to
shrug his shoulders, and it's going to crash and burn, and she'll go back home.
Yep. I agree. I think if she doesn't go back home and they get married, she'll be unhappy and she'll leave him.
I think she's getting depressed because she says, well, this is later. We'll say it now because it kind of ends sad. So then we won't, because we still got more to talk about with them. But at the end, when she says, I feel like I'm falling, that's a sign of depression when people just feel like they're falling all the time.
Well, she's in the Pacific Northwest. It's always cloudy.
and apparently the QAnon capital of the United States.
And
we haven't even talked
the mayor's
about that,
into QAnon.
The mayor is into QAnon. You guys.
Of Squim, yeah.
This is hearsay. This is just me guessing. Mike believes in aliens. Does Mike believe in QAnon?
I don't know. That's like a whole other level of cuckoo.
That's actually like domestic terrorism. So we should. You're right. We shouldn't like associate.
Yeah, I don't want to assume. It's like when some people say, "Oh, he looks like a Proud Boy." I don't ever want to assume that.
That's true. Yeah, I don't want to assume that either. But y'all, that shit's crazy. We've had some people join the Sissy Squad and think that they can talk about that.
We're going to shut that down soon, y'all.
We're going to shut you down, and we boot you immediately because you're crazy.
Yeah, there's no room for crazy.
There's no room.
We're crazy enough. Okay, so then next, you guys, they're going to go to an antique store.
Because his closet smells like fucking. What did you say his closet smelled like again?
I said the top note is beef jerky.
You did say
that. So that's the top note.
Not turkey jerky.
No,
not that teriyaki. Not that teriyaki you get at Costco. Yeah. Beef jerky.
Beef jerky. Or like the smell of kind of like a raw meat smell.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the top note. There's also some mold. There's also some mildew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You said feet. There was feet in there too.
There's definitely feet there.
Yeah.
She's not having it.
Drakkar Noir. I think that's what the other.
Yeah, I think it was Drakkar Noir. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, she's like, the closet smells. We need to go get smelling things.
So they go to like an antique store.
It's called Heather Creek.
Heather Creek.
And so they walk in this beautiful sale in Squim, and there's this salesperson there. They didn't say her name. She's like, welcome to Heather Creek. Carla. She says, welcome to Heather Creek. How can we help you? And y'all, guess what? We were going to have Carla here, but she got sick. And so the owner contacted us.
Owner of Heather Creek. Yeah.
Owner of Heather Creek. And y'all, the owner is Dee Dee Rivette.
Hold on, I think she's right here. She's been waiting, berating. She's been leaving 4-star or 3-star reviews on Amazon.
Late now. We invited Dee
Hold on.
Dee.
All right, I'm gonna go get her a drink.
Dee, are you here, Dee Dee? Are you in there, Dee Dee?
Oh my God! Thank you so much for having me again.
Great.
Yeah, I'm actually the owner of Heather Creek. Yeah, I own Over the Fence and Heather Creek.
And
proud of both of them.
And there was something else, but I can't remember it. But you serve food there.
Dee Dee's memory is not as good as it used to be.
So, Dee Dee, this is
I think it's called blueberry something.
So, Dee Dee, thanks for being here.
Of course, I was already down here. I was.
I heard Carla's sick. Is she really sick?
I'll be honest. Carla's not a model employee. I was down here because I was down here. I flew down here to pick up a lot of T-shirts at the Long Beach Pier. And I got to tell you,
you don't resell those though, because you're not supposed to do that, right?
I don't know what you're talking about. Not familiar. No, I get merchandise in. This comes from China. They send it to me. I get it out. That's what we're supposed to. That's the American way. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So anyway, I go down to Long Beach Pier because I'm getting the T-shirts, and I got so many, and I got like 2,000 of them that say my parents went to Squim, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm gonna go up and then when I'm down here in Southern California, I'm always going to my favorite restaurant. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. I don't. You guys, I don't know how. I don't know. Do you guys really? I don't know how you guys live in Southern California. I don't know if you're out spending big money. But I splurge a little bit. Have you heard of the Cheesecake Factory? Have you been there?
The one at the Grove?
I don't know. Is that?
Wait,
there's more than one location. I'm not familiar.
I feel like you've been to the one at Marina Del Rey.
You're saying Spanish at me right now, so I'm kind of having a problem following. Okay. But here's what I want to know. I want to know how if you've not been to the Cheesecake Factory, you need to go there because the portions are amazing. I got my burger here that I got. It's got some Limburger cheese and some sauerkraut on it, and I'm going to take half of it on the plane. And last time I got it, this bitch next to me on the flight said, "Why are you going to eat that here? That smells a lot." I'm like, "This is America, bitch. I can do what I want."
Wow, Dee Dee, wow, you're so emboldened. I'm
an American woman. I read my Bible.
Okay.
My Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I take my vitamins every day that Tucker Carlson tells me to take.
Oh, that's great. Now, Dee Dee, I have a question for you. Why Heather's Creek? Where'd you get the name? Who's Heather?
Heather, I got to tell you, it used to be the antique store that was there before was called Land's End, which was a problem because they sued the previous owner because that was like a clothing company.
Yeah,
I don't know. something for some rich people. I don't know. You know, Dee Dee does well, but she don't do that well. So just so you should know. And so, but Heather was the owner. So the problem was, so Heather Crawford was her name. So she called it, she was called Land's End at the time. And so she was the only employee there because she couldn't get anybody else. She had a real bad foot odor problem. Foot odor. It was bad.
Foot odor.
Foot odor. What'd I say?
Was it athlete's foot?
What am I speaking Spanish here? You not understanding me?
with an athlete's foot?
I don't know. It's just it smelled awful. It smelled kind of like when cheese curds. You leave cheese curds out and they or in the garbage.
It's not good. Have you ever been like in Canada where they have cheese curds on their French fries? Have you ever had poutine?
Not familiar with poutine. No. You know what? And I'll ask you to not use non-American words around me. I'm not your elitist. I'm not your elitist sheeple that you talk about.
Okay,
but here's the thing. She had a foot odor problem, and no employee wanted to work with her, so she had to do the whole thing by herself. Then, in a freak like grain threshing accident, that still happens up here.
It does.
She got her arm caught in a thing, and it took off her arm, and then she couldn't fold T-shirts no more. So she couldn't have employees. She had no employees. She couldn't fold T-shirts. If you're not going to be in a store in Squim, you can't sell T-shirts. It was even hard for her to run the cash register. So she comes to me. Heather says, Dee Dee, please help me can you leave me some money to get my shop? And I say, no, honey, you gotta pick you up by yourself by your bootstraps. That's the American way. I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to give you a loan. You got to work for it. So then, come next week, she drowns herself in a creek. And I felt bad for like a day because I tried to help her. I tried to help her, but she, it's a shame she's burning in hell right now because suicide's the immortal sin.
Okay, Dee Dee. Well, I think that's our time.
Anyway, I just gotta say this. So anyway, she drowned herself in creek. And so I called it Heather's Creek to memorialize her.
That's really sweet of you.
I will say, Carla, the saleswoman there, she's okay. She's kind of funny. I think she's got a girlfriend. I don't even know what to say about those people anymore. You don't know who's got a girlfriend these days.
Dee Dee, I think that's all of your time
what
today.
Do you mean?
She didn't pay for an ad. We can't let you talk anymore.
Oh, I would say, we got 2 for 1, 2 for 1 Squim spoons, 2 for 1 Squim's collectible spoons tomorrow defense as far as and also Heather's Creek.
I don't know why I want to ask this. What's a Squim collectible spoon, Dee Dee?
It's that kind of thing when a spoon is like short and you can feed your baby with it, but you never eat off of it because it loses all its value if you take it out of the collectible case. It's a collectible spoon. That's the thing.
Okay, that actually made sense.
You know what? Obviously, you don't know anything about the collectible antiques market in Washington. So I'm going to go because
Jake is standing behind you, just looking at you, drinking a drink.
He looks angry. Says that Muhammad, my Uber driver, is ready to go.
Okay.
Oh, Lord, if I never see anybody again, remember DB forever. Muhammad, good God. I don't know what's going to happen there. Anyway, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Come to my store over the fence and come to
Dee Dee. Thank you. We still owe money for your ads. Okay. Poodle missed her again.
No, I was just outside.
You heard that last bit. Boy.
Yeah, she really wasn't having her Uber driver, Muhammad. He looked pretty reputable to me.
Anyway, word of advice, don't ever ask what Heather Creek means.
Oh, really? A sad story?
Yeah, you don't want to know. So, no.
Anyway, they're around. They're shopping in this store, and then they randomly tell the sales lady, who I believe Dee Dee referred to as Carla, that the sales lady's like, "You're not from here," which I'm sure people say that all the time to Natalie.
All the time, and you know what? I think this is bringing us an interesting point that we, as just anybody in any country, not just Americans, I'm sure, I bet probably people in other countries do this as well. But it's just, if someone is different than you, be careful, because sometimes I think we think, oh, that's, and I think I was part of this in the past. Like, we think that is, you're accepting them, or you're trying to seem that you're open, wanting to talk about their culture, but often asking someone where they're from just makes them feel othered.
Oh, totally.
I can see that.
I'm guilty of it from where I live.
I am too. Yeah, I would say
if someone spoke differently than me, I would say, "Where are you from?"
But you and I are coming in with a curiosity. We want them to feel included, and we think, oh, if we ask where they're from and want to hear about their native land of Indonesia or wherever they're from, then we're trying to make them feel included. But honestly, it kind of actually has the reverse effect.
The worst thing is the casting director or director thing out here. You're in a casting room, which I'm in more than I'd like to be, and a casting director or a director goes, "What are you?" to someone, and you're like, "What the fuck?" Because they're trying to discern what you are, and most likely it's usually a mixture of something, and it's interesting, but like it's never what you want to lead with. Even though actors are happy to tell you, because in their eyes they're like, "Ooh, diversity. That means it's a better casting for me," which is fucked up. That's the way things are now. Not that it's a bad thing. I'm saying that they're so excited to be diverse.
Yeah.
But it's kind of tokenism in a way.
It is tokenism in this way. So anyway, Natalie just kind of lunches in and says, well, we're planning a wedding, but he's not helping me plan anything. And
Carla's like, didn't need to know all this.
And finally, Carla's like, just says, like Natalie kind of launches into her monologue, and Carla says, well, congratulations. Good luck with that. I'll be over there if you need anything.
No, that's the best thing to do if you're a retail employee, when someone starts telling you their life story. I've had to do it. I'm like, that sounds great. If you need any more help, I got a lot of work to do. I'm going to be right over there.
Where Natalie then picks up a towel and says, look at this towel. It's beautiful. It's not
hideous.
It's hideous towel. She's just saying, it's beautiful. It's romantic. And she just wants something. She just wants to guess. She wants to know what fucking candle is going to be. And she's trying to tell Mike, we have to plan. And again, that's Mike says, well, we have to work on things. And it's like, we don't know what are things.
What are things? Do you need to work on your rage? Do you need to work on what communication? Do you need to work on goals with one another? Just say that. You don't even know what you need to work on. That's a placeholder because you don't want to get married. That's it.
That's it. I said he is not into this and he doesn't want to get married. And that's basically, Mike says he admits that he wants to have a small ceremony. But even that, Natalie says, again, Natalie's not being unrealistic. She's not saying, no, I want a big wedding. She says, okay, but we still have to plan for a small ceremony. And
I think it's that anytime anyone wants Mike to do something, you have to lead him to it with breadcrumbs like his mother knows how to do. If you approach him head on, he doesn't know what to do. And he will fight you at every step of the way, which is why they don't speak each other's language. Ding, 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 ding. And Airwolf is riding over me at this point.
Well, that's all I have about them.
And he said, I'm done. Let's go. And she's like, I feel like I'm falling.
And that was when she said that, I actually put my hand over my heart. And
this is the first time this season that I've really been like, kind of like you said, Team Natalie. What is wrong with you coughing? Honestly.
Get me reflux.
No, get a cough drop. We're going to take a break so bitch can get a cough drop because I can't hear any more of her coughing.
I can't believe you just said that to me.
That's why I get cough drops. Oh,
your mother.
Y'all, she uses this like fake diplomatic tone with me, and I see right through it, and it's garbage.
No, he said, I'd like
to talk about things.
Talk about 2 more people. And I said, I'd like to do 2 more. And he said, yeah, that's what I just said. And I went, no, I'm agreeing with you and saying, yes, I would like to do. But Mother Poodle.
No, this fucking
ruined
fake
this.
diplomatic tone.
Mother Poodle ruined this for you.
No, you try to be too nice. It's not even like agreeing with me. It's like saying, it's what I said. Don't you understand? I'm trying to agree with you. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh my God. Cancel my subscription because I don't need your issues. That
you know
is
what?
your issue.
Don't take that from me because that's my saying, you bitch.
It wasn't your saying. It was a drag queen.
It was a drag queen that I
said it to you when you were drunk trying to figure a guy's ass.
I wasn't trying to finger a guy's ass. I was trying to decide what I wanted for dinner. Close enough.
Same thing.
Y'all.
You know what? Andrew's thinking about what he wants for dinner in Puerto Vallarta.
It's most likely a steak because he eats steak, mashed potatoes, and maybe a salad with ranch dressing.
Y'all, he has never had Mexican food in Mexico because
I had a kind of bolt from the blue at who Andrew was this week. Now, Andrew
finds a nut. We got to make that merch.
Andrew, eternal wearer of shorts, doesn't matter what season, was that guy in your theater class who always ran the light board and like sucked up to everyone. Yeah. He's also that guy who was always talking to the girls and trying to like saying, "Can I rub your shoulders?"
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
I promise you, y'all, Andrew rubbed a lot of girls' shoulders.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And he was always saying, "Oh, you're so tense." And it was always a little inappropriate and a little bit smelly. His breath smelled like death. I guarantee you.
This all tracks.
I also need to say
Bravo.
we had a kid like this and he wore this like light up Christmas sweatshirt or sweater. I'm always amazed he didn't get beat the shit out of by the football team. But he always rubbed girls' shoulders, and so it's totally like Daryl. His name was Daryl D. It's Daryl Duncan. I'll tell everyone. But I don't care. I don't give a shit. But he always did that. He loved running the light board, and he was really territorial. And he would always talk to teachers after class was over. That's Andrew. So y'all, if a guy rubbed your shoulders in high school, that's Andrew, who and he dated a couple girls in high school, but the relationships were always super dramatic, and they would always be like fighting. They'd always be like great by like first period, they'd be fighting by sixth period.
I don't remember that. I was trying to look up Daryl, but I couldn't find him. That's fine.
He might. You know, he was never really ugly. He was in a weird way. He was attractive, but he was so unacceptable just to be friends with. You know those kids, because if you're friends with them, you know you take down their whole reputation. So Andrew ran the light board. He rubbed girls' shoulders. He's just a fucking creep, y'all.
He's a creep.
He's I might think
he's a gross.
He's one of the biggest creeps we've seen.
He's a very selfish piece of shit, and I'm concerned that he takes care of children and teaching children values because Amira is. You know, it's 30 days until she expires. It's July of 2020, y'all. And
until she expires, the visa expires.
The visa expires. She's back. She's back in France, and she says that she's barely back in France. And I barely talked to Andrew, and he's very busy at the resort. And she's like, I feel
going on jet ski rides,
and yeah, exactly. And whereas Andrew's like
speed dating.
So they call. She calls Andrew. They're like voice and. She calls and it's like ring, ring. She says, "Hey, Andrew, how are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I just been out here getting some rays and some vitamin D."
He's like, "How are you?" She's like, "No, I really haven't slept. I'm still remembering my traumatic time in the detention center."
And then he says the fakest way, "Yeah, I'm sorry, baby."
What a piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit.
Oh my God.
And then he says, "And honey, yeah, I know you were through a tragic situation, but we're kind of running out of time.
And so if you want to be my wife and come to the US, our options are to wait, which, you know, like, that's a big goose egg. We can't do that. So guess what? I think don't unpack. just go to Serbia next week.
Just go to Serbia next week. That's the fucking plan. By the way,
this was hard to watch.
Honey, I'm not going to Serbia because I just took a vacation, so I got to get back to work.
That's right. I got to go back to work. I got to dress up in clothes for kids.
Got to go work because I just took a fucking week off of vacation in Puerto Vallarta without you.
Oh, those ATVs aren't going to drive themselves.
If Sean Robinson doesn't read him on the tell-all about this,
he has so much hubris. He will never be able to see the error of what he's done. I guarantee you. He's so awful. It's so the way people are responding to Gross Malone, which they refer to him now on the internet as, he has easily lodged himself to the top of the terrible guy pantheon.
I mean, you guys, this is like grosser than Big Ed.
Because it's
Big Ed.
It's this awful hubris, and everyone knows a guy like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the plan is similar that he's like, you're going to go to Serbia for 14 days for the quarantine. And then you're going to fly here, but I can't go with you because I got to work, got to take care of the kids.
But I'll be in touch. And honey, I'm so sorry. My tour is here. I'm going to miss you. I'm going to take lots of pictures and I'll be in touch. He actually says, I'm going to take lots of pictures.
He does say that. And
he fucking says that.
And then she says, well, I looked and the COVID cases are very high in Serbia. He's like, I'm sure it's going to be fine.
I'm sure it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I read that on a Reddit, but I read this on a different subreddit that said this works. It's got to. It was in all caps.
And she, unfortunately, is so into him and is so enmeshed with him that she's like, I do not want to lose Andrew. I'm very worried about him. I think something is a little wrong with her too. Like something happened. Like even with her affect, her eyes, I don't know what's going on.
She does say later on, she's like, one of my goal is to go to America. So is she dead set on does she want a green card?
I can't figure her out. I don't know if she's being authentically herself. That's a bad judgment. But I don't see, unless it's a language thing, but because she seems to speak decent English, but all I see is I see her really watching her words.
Yes.
And maybe that comes from some kind of problem, but maybe. I'm kind of freaked out by her generally.
It does.
I don't think she's well.
It seems like, and this isn't a bad thing towards Pod, but it seems like she's like fucking stoned all the time. But I don't think she is. I think you're right. I think there's something going on.
I don't think we know who she authentically is.
Yes.
Either she really hides it because she's always had to hide her identity somehow.
And it's not like she changes. She's with the same with her dad. She was the same with Andrew. She's with the same with Xavier guy that she goes and has lunch with.
Xavier. Yeah. Xavier, who is like Charles Nelson Riley in the French form with those glasses.
Wait,
y'all, those are no, Charles Nelson Riley was, but I don't know if Xavier is.
Is it? I feel like it's hard to tell French guys.
It's almost impossible. You don't even know. That's the bane of my existence being in France for a while. You don't know. And it's because the French male straight guys are so kind of sensitive, although you can definitely get some dicks. And not in a good way. But especially younger French guys who I would come in contact with, they're all about knowing about who you are. They have so many questions about who you are, what you like to do. Because in America, it's always like, what do you do? What's your job? And in Europe, it's kind of like, what's your favorite ice cream? What's your what's your favorite thing to do for fun? What's your favorite sport? Like it's very interesting how they live that's different from us, because I remember asking when I was living in Austria, I remember asking things like, what's your job? And they would kind of look at me like, what the fuck does that matter?
Yeah.
Or don't you want to know what I like to do for fun, or what my favorite movie is, or blah, blah, blah. It's just how we define people as what their job is. And so that says a lot for Americans.
That's a big thing on a first date, or if you meet someone, don't ask them what their job is. Think of other questions. I
asked them their net worth.
Amira's talking to
Zied.
And she's known him for a while. And basically he's just like,
it's like a friend. Yeah.
But he's like, bitch, this is a bad idea.
Kind of looks like a hedgehog with Charles Nelson Riley glasses.
Yeah. He's like, she's like, he said, wait, so are you thinking about going to Serbia? And she's like, well, I'm thinking about it. And he's like, do not do this.
Yeah. Everyone needs a Xavier in their life.
And he actually says, and it's such a great word, he said, this is an abomination that he's actually asked her to do this.
I love the French and their the dramatics with the language. L'abomination.
Abomination.
I will, and he basically says, don't do it, because this is, and every one of her friends is telling her the same thing, you guys. This is a bad guy. He doesn't think about you being a couple.
All of them are saying that.
And he's like, I can't understand why she's going to follow him around like that. I just don't get it. Because they've all probably seen pictures of Andrew. I think she's just so desperate to be anywhere but where she is in that kind of medium-sized French city where she feels like she's not going anywhere. She is very desperate. That's what I'm reading from her.
I agree.
But she says, I really want to go to America, like you said before, and I'll do anything to do that. So who knows? Who knows? This story is not going to end well.
It's not. She's not flying back.
Hedge your bets on this one ending in tears. But not from Andrew, unless he ugly cries just for a show.
And Andrew's going to end up marrying a girl who just graduated from high school.
Oh yeah, because he like there was a thing. It's like I hated Andrew.
Yeah, he'll wait till like he's 18, but literally graduation day, he's there.
He's so creepy. He's
Andrew's awful. Still goes to high school parties.
I could see that. See that. Yeah. Shall we talk about
so much beautiful?
I thought we were doing Tarik and Hazel yet.
No. Oh, we are? Okay, we can do Tarik and Hazel.
We can do Rebecca and Zied, though. Let's do them.
I don't care.
Let's do them. I think you're right.
You think?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm going with it. I'm rolling with the flow since you already called the dice.
Well, so much. You know what? I sent Rebecca a message on our Reality Gaze podcast, and I said...
And she blocked you?
She said, stop sending me pictures.
Yeah, you're kind of obsessed with her.
I love her, and I love, but I just said, and I meant it. After this episode, I said, if you and Zied, hold on, I'm going to read it verbatim because I don't want to fuck it up. Don't want to fuck it up.
Too late.
Too late. I wrote, if you and Zied don't make it, then we don't believe in love. That's what I wrote because I love this couple so much. And she just wrote,
okay.
Keep the faith, heart, heart, heart. Keeping the faith.
You're keeping the faith.
Earth. Oh, that's a good song, Billy Joel song. So I just want to say, let's get into it. But I almost had to excuse myself to an interior room in this scene.
Because he was like putting his hands all over her.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Y'all, Zied looks good.
He's looking good. I wish he wouldn't wear those primary color sweaters. We've talked about them before.
I don't mind. Y'all, they're setting up their apartment.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little cushion for the pushing.
Oh, no. They actually go longer.
What?
Yeah, I read that on NPR. Guys that have a little soft in the middle have more stamina and sex. That guy with abs, y'all, he's going to come quicker.
Not in my case, because they're so into me, they just come really fast.
Oh, I thought it's because they don't feel anything because your asshole feels like the Hoover Dam. So it's just they don't feel anything. So it's just kind of like
It's not the
like
Hoover
the way-
Dam. That makes no sense. You're going
because
into it.
it's very big. It's a big dam. It doesn't make sense. But
Thank
it's
you.
kind of
Thank
like
you.
it's like a big bowl, like y'all when you have a big mixing bowl and you pour out the chocolate cake and you've got to take your finger to rim the outside of the bowl to get the cake. And that's what you have to do with your dick if you're inside poodle. You gotta
You know what
get
though?
outside.
They're always saying, "I can't come yet. I can't come yet." And I'm like, "Come!"
Because if you just put it in the middle, you're gonna be like, what am I? Is my dick in space? I feel nothing.
That's more you. It's like a hot dog down a hallway.
Please, don't even.
Hello.
Don't even at this
Right now, I'm as tight as Dick's hat band. So
well,
that's all we have to say.
So they're setting everything up in the apartment, and y'all, Melanie, her friend who was at the private
Melanie!
who was a private dick with her, she's going to show up, and Rebecca starts chewing on that jaw because she gets protective.
She's so nervous.
I hope she doesn't get protective.
So
alert, she does.
Melanie basically says, Rebecca says to Zied, remember Melanie? She's the one who wanted me to do the background check on you.
He's
like,
yes.
oh yes,
yes,
I remember.
I remember.
I have to say that Melanie's wearing transition lenses, and we know how I feel about those.
Yeah,
not just transition lenses, but purple transition lenses.
And she loves an accessory scarf. Y'all, it's not cold outside, but she loves that accessory scarf.
God. People have come at me before about transition lenses. I will never do it.
But you will have an accessory scarf.
Oh, by all means. So, and Melanie's like, I'm going to ask the hard questions. And because I think she needs to hear it from me. Because Melanie has been quite a skeptic of her relationship with Zied.
She has.
And I wrote down, I bet it's hard for Rebecca to have almost everyone in her life to be questioning her relationship and always comparing it to her previous relationship.
But this is so many people in 90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah, but
the fact that she had a prior relationship that was similar to that does make it more difficult. But
she just has no one who supports her.
She doesn't, and that's difficult.
Yeah, and it makes me sad for her.
It does. That's got to be difficult, especially where she is. And Melanie's like, I remember you started talking to him, and it just seems now he's here. And she walks in the house and she looks at the bed and she said, Melanie's not a patient person because she said, how are your parents and your sister? And Zied's just pausing to answer the question. She goes, Parency and Sister O. Sister E. Coma say parents, sister.
Sign language.
Parents, Helen. Parents. Sister.
Yeah, it was really
Not
bad.
Brother with the ding-a-ling. This is my finger doing a penis. No, I'm saying your sisters.
So he's like, yeah, they really miss me.
Rebecca's like, he knows what you mean, bitch. Calm down.
Yeah, they miss me, but I'm headed with Rebecca, and
that's
and
right. Is it a one-way ticket?
Yeah, she did say one-way ticket. She's like,
one-way ticket on. I gotta put that on the Maddie's mix.
What do we talk about? Not mentioning that. You can't mention your Spotify mix every time we do a show.
Maddie's Honkin' Tonkin' mix and Poodle's Gay Glitter Club mix. Find them.
No, I'm just saying it's actually kind of gross just to mention it all the time. So maybe just stop doing that.
Keep going.
You can tell me I'm right later.
You're not.
So Melanie's basically like, so Zied, what do you do all day?
What do you do, Zied?
What you do today?
She says his name. She says Zied.
Zied, what you do? You. He's like, well, I got up, drank coffee, I watched a movie. She's like, well, there's plenty of jobs around here. You can get a job. You can just walk to a job. And Rebecca's like, Melanie, he cannot work until like 9 months after we're married.
And you know that Melanie said, but this just wasn't on camera. Well, I heard down at Ted's Auto Shop that they're hiring anybody who can speak English.
Here's the thing. Melanie knows this, and this is completely production initiated.
It is. I don't think Melanie is this shitty.
No, production initiated.
Rebecca, if this is not production initiated, Melanie is a shitty friend,
and she doesn't need to be your friend. But I guarantee you, this came from production to say this, because even Melanie isn't happy about saying it. You can just see.
No, so. And Melanie,
this couple is fine.
They're fine. They're great.
Even between her daughter and Micah, they're fine. This couple is fine.
Rebecca has fucked a lot of shit up in her life, but she got this right. Good for her.
Even Peg, who they got to know each other during Black Velvet when they were shooting pool.
Mississippi in the middle of a dry spell.
I never knew a woman's touch.
Y'all, if y'all don't remember when her lesbian friend Peg talked, I'm telling you, Rebecca wrote off.
She came at us and she said, yes, it did happen, but it didn't happen the way you talked about it.
That was when she had a lesbian experience. I still think she rode off in a bike into the midnight and had some really beautiful sapphic sex.
Gorgeous cunnilingus.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was like on linens that were nice and clean. Anyway. It was still on a beanbag though, y'all.
So Melanie's like, tell me it's different. Tell me it's different.
Different. She's like, you're on not on vacation. He's like,
she says that, and Zied kind of looks at her like,
vacation. She's like,
who is this bitch?
She says, oh, Rebecca, it is so much like last time when that guy that you lived with down the hall who was also from the Dick Riviera.
And the same apartments, if you will. And Zied went, what?
And so that's where Rebecca kind of breaks down.
Cat's out of the bag, and Rebecca starts crying.
She starts chewing on that fucking jaw and crying because she is because that's what Rebecca does. She is concerned. And she's like, she's crying. She's like, I'm sorry. I don't want you to think that I'm here because my ex is here. And she's crying. And then Zied, we see him say, I am in the same home. I hate this.
Actually, he said, I hate this.
But
that's his version of hate. Then he finally kind of gets around to it and he says, I don't care. I'm with Rebecca now.
I hold her and I kiss her.
And I don't care about the ex. So this is a big thing for him because he has a big problem with jealousy. And that was explored during the first season.
And yes, and that's where he says, I do not care. I'm here with her now. And that's when my asshole went, goosh.
He's so sweet.
He's
the best guy. He's definitely the best male.
He's a really good person, but still, I want to bring up, how often do we see men, or even women, but especially so I guess it's sexist. I shouldn't say men. But we see people that come over here that really stand up for their significant other who is, especially, I guess I say men because of all the men this year that aren't standing up for the women they're dating.
Brandon or Jovi
That's why I say men. Yeah. That's why I say men.
Yeah.
The men could, I literally was like, he is so fucking hot. I bet Zied, come at me, y'all. Zied's an amazing lover. I'm saying it now. I
think he finishes fast.
I think maybe once they're like having some, but I feel like all the foreplay, he takes his time. That's what I think.
Yeah, but the actual fucking maybe 4 or 5 minutes.
It's going to look like something from when Wet Dreams May Come or whatever. There's going to be like an ice cube.
Wet Dreams May Come! That was the Robin Williams, Annabella Sciorra movie about the afterlife, but about coming. Wet dreams may come. How has that not been made into a porn? And it's literally Wet Dreams May cum.
I'm just saying.
It makes me miss Robin Williams, and it makes me miss porn.
God bless both of those things. But I'm telling you, Zied would take an ice cube and rub it and take it on your leg and watch it melt.
Oh, I think he's a lot simpler than that. I think he's a lot more about like going downtown, and I think the fucking is more missionary. I think
Maybe. I don't. I think it's freaky deaky.
No, this is someone who's from Islamic culture. Sorry, I don't agree with you.
Awakens that in him.
But she'll have to teach it to him.
It's fine by me. I'm just saying he's sexy and he's a sweet guy, and I'm here for it. And Melanie,
sweet. I agree.
Whereas Melanie is that friend who just made you cry and said, "Oh, I hate that I got you upset. Give me a hug."
Yeah, there's a lot of Southern women like that.
That's bullshit.
And then she says to him, she's like, "I just want you to know, Zied, I'm not your enemy, and you don't have." And he even says, "We don't have anything to prove to you."
Fuck everything.
Yeah,
he said, "Fuck everything." Yeah. I was like,
oh. Yeah. Here's y'all. I said this again. They're fine. They are fine. This is created drama. This is created drama. There's plenty of drama with Andrew and Amira, plenty of drama with Brandon and Julia, plenty of drama with Jovi and Yara.
I'm happy though. I'm happy for Rebecca and Zied to tell their story and for them to get their 15 minutes. Good for them.
I agree. I think we should pull up stakes there because we're gonna have a lot to talk about tomorrow, y'all. We still gotta talk about Brandon and Julia. We've still got to talk about Tarzal.
We got to talk about Jovi and Yara.
Oh, God. Fuck.
Y'all. And don't forget, we got, why didn't you pummel me last night? Like a beefsteak.
Why didn't you have sex with me 4 times last night?
Over and over and just bam-a-ma.
I gotta tell you, I fucked your cousin Harris.
By the way, because you wouldn't do me like I like.
I will say,
remember, you gotta choke me or I don't feel alive.
She's gotten to the point where I fucking hate her because she's just so awful.
She's a horrible person, and she's a wonderful person on 90 Day Fiancé.
And no, it's good TV, but this episode was hard to watch because you got to see how broken she was.
How broken she was, and honestly, how much I really feel skis that it's like a white privileged woman who thinks she can just buy black.
Oh, it's so awful.
It reminds me of like Mandingo shit.
Yep, I agree.
It's really gross to me.
How she can manage everything he does.
Yes. That said, there's going to be some scenes with her next episode, so you can bank on it, y'all.
That's the show.
I still do like this season. This is a good season of 90 Day Fiancé. We needed this after the other way. Tell me, compared to that,
this is better than the other way. Much better than the other way.
Much better. I'm really enjoying watching it. Hopefully, y'all are too. Y'all, so we got other stuff you catch up on. House of Ho, Summer House. Things are happening. We've got more things happening as well. I've talked to my friend who's a producer. Smothered is currently filming season 3, y'all. So it's going to be coming back. Probably not for a while, but it will be happening.
Rest in peace, Frank.
Frank.
I probably went to heaven.
And I'm still masturbating.
Y'all masturbating the whole time.
Oh, the whole time. And in heaven, you don't need lube. That's the beauty of it.
That's true.
That's the beauty of it. Y'all, you can go to realitygazepodcast.com for all the show information. Go to our Instagram. What's our Instagram, Poodle?
It is Reality Gaze Podcast.
Yes, Reality Gaze Podcast.
And for Twitter, it is Reality Gaze Pod.
It is those things. And you can go and find us there. You can see our memes that we make with, thank you again to Christina for handling that. Y'all join the Sissy Squad with our private Facebook group. Jackie's in there rounding everybody up and we're having a really good time. Our dead mother, Jackie, we appreciate her. We do have fun in there. Also share, there's a link in there, y'all. We're getting back on our newsletter. We just got busy in life. Yep. We've got a Sissy,
and we're going to start.
What's that?
And we're going to start a new thing, you guys, called Sissy's Give Back.
We are. I guess we can announce that. Yeah, we can announce it now.
It's going to be probably every month. We're going to start to.
It is going to be not probably. It is every month. Yeah,
every month. This is something we've been talking about for a while, and we've talked about it with our mod squad, and this is going to be something we're going to do per month. It was actually spearheaded by Sissy Jordana. I'll give her name. And we're going to be giving to a very specific charity every month. And think about what good we can do. We have over 8,000 members. If half of you gave $5, think what we could do for a charity. We could make such a difference in a charity's life. It's true. And we're interested in doing that, just because now that we're to the point of like numbers, that's $5 with 4,000 people. That's 20 grand. Think what that can do for a charity.
And if you don't have the $5, that's okay too.
That's fine. Take a pass.
So it's no shame. Or if it's not a charity you're passionate about, that's fine too.
Take a pass. It's not a big deal.
This month we're going to be giving to Black Girls Code, and we're doing this because we wanted to honor Black History Month, which is in February as well. Mm-hmm. And so Black Girls Code, you can go to the website blackgirlscode.com. But anyway, it basically they're all about, long story short, but increasing kind of the number of women of color in the digital space by empowering girls
and STEM technology and
girls 7 to 17 to become STEM fields coders. And so we won't go into their whole mission
because mostly because Black women are so underrepresented in STEM fields.
And my partner, is interested in tech and has worked in tech, and we talked about how he would be literally the only Black person in not just in the lower level, but even in the upper levels, like in some of these tech companies. So
it's important to us. It's very, very important charity.
We're going to be doing that through a Facebook link. If you want it we're doing it through Facebook, so that we don't want to do a GoFundMe, because then we have to put it in our bank account. We don't want to deal with that. If Facebook, it'll just directly give to the charity, and we don't have to worry about all that kind of stuff. So
y'all,
if you do want to give, you'll need to join the Facebook group.
If you're not in our Sissy Squad, and if you're not on Facebook, just join and make up a profile under another name.
Yeah, Donna Downs.
We got fake Matt Sharp, Matte, Sharp with an E.
You can name your Essentia, whatever you want.
Essentia. You can be Dee Dee Rivette as far as you, but she's not on Facebook. I'm almost certain
she is on Twitter. She hasn't tweeted in a while. She is on Twitter. She probably will.
She is on Twitter.
She's going to be riled up.
I'm a little worried about her on Twitter. I swear to God, she tweeted me and I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? Dee Dee Rivette's a loose cannon on Twitter. I don't know who's Dee Dee Rivette, but it was loose.
Ideas of Dee Dee Rivette do not reflect the ideas of and it's
I don't know. Maybe it's Tucker Carlson.
Maybe. All right, everybody. So that's the deal on that. So thanks for agreeing to that, Poodle. So we're going to talk about, we'll be doing that. And
what just happened? Because that was so loud, it hurt my ears.
I was drinking my water. I was drinking my water and the cap fell. So y'all, that's it. We appreciate y'all so much. If you want a cameo for your Valentine's Day, get it now, because
y'all go get your cameo from Carl's wife. From Mattie, and they're going fast.
I will say,
they're at least 5 minutes.
I don't think I can do a Carl's wife when I'm in Los Angeles. I think it fits here in Oklahoma. So if you want a Carl's wife, I'm here for the month of February. Get it now, bitch. Get it now.
Yeah. And I'm still doing Civil War cameos right now.
Get that Civil War love letter. Nothing says love like a Civil War from Poodle Woodrow. Anyway, y'all. Okay, we're going to jump off. Thank y'all so much for listening. Be sure to join us on part 2. We call these people lonely hearts because, God damn, they're fucking lonely ass hearts. And we've all been there and we relate to that, right, Poodle? We're just looking for love.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh my God.
Wait. I got it.
This is riveting.
I have to look at the backside of my thing.
Yeah, you haven't looked at your backside in about 20 years.
Here it is. And fuck me. What is it? Where is it? Oh. And if you like hiking a lot, it is healthy and normal, and you like to be normal, call us.
Call us.